Okay, let me start with this first one. So I once went on a date with someone I met through a mutual friend. Things started off fine, but about 10 minutes in, he told me he'd already discerned that I could be his future wife, but that he needed a date to confirm it. From there, it somehow got worse. He asked very detailed questions about how many children I wanted, how I felt about homeschooling, and what my ideal daily schedule would look like as a stay at home mom, all before my coffee even cooled. At one point, he said, I think God brought you into my life to help me grow, which felt less romantic and more like I'd just been assigned a group project. The real horror, I know I sound weird when I say that, guys, sorry, moment came when he pulled out his phone and showed me a notes app titled Future Spouse Traits and started checking items off while looking at me. I finished my drink, said I needed to head out. See, she needs the, texting 11111 to a friend over and over to get the phone call like Jenny does. That's brilliant. And he offered to walk me to my car while continuing to talk about how important it was to not waste time in dating. What do we think, gang? I mean, I guess when you know, you know. Sorry, I'm reading the comments here too. When you know, but do we know after we or before we've even had a date? Like, you do hear stories where it's like you're walking down the hall and it's like, "Oh, that's the man I'm going to marry," and that's the man you marry. But I don't know. I feel like you need to actually like talk to said person. And I don't know, like, I think it's good to have like an ongoing list in your head of what you're looking for because you should, you want to find somebody who loves God, more than you even. That was interesting. If you're not following us on YouTube, definitely check out our YouTube page. Tony was at the Walk for Life last week and he did some man on the street interviews and he was asking the guys and gals like, what do you look for in a, potential spouse? And a lot of them said loves Jesus more than me. It's like these are just really good people. And it's like, yeah. So I mean, like, lists like that, but I don't know what was on. Like, are these physical traits? Like, that just gives me the ick. Yeah, we're not. I kind of like this guy's energy. That's funny. That's hilarious. No, I think it's good to have like an ongoing list of what you're looking for, but maybe on the date, when you're sipping your coffee, not just like glaring at the person checking it. I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned. I don't know. But that would be a big nope for me. Okay. I went on a few dates with someone I met through a parish young adult group. He was kind, involved in the church, and seemed normal until our third date. Uh oh. Over dinner, he casually mentioned he'd already spoken to his spiritual director about me, which I think is fine, but okay. I assumed he meant in passing until he clarified that his spiritual director had concerns about my personality being a good fit for his vocation. I was a little stunned, but tried to stay polite. Then he started relaying specific feedback. Apparently, I was warm, but potentially distracting. I like the quotes. And I might need to be more receptive to guidance if this were to move forward. At one point, he suggested we all meet, him, me, and his spiritual director, so we could discern together. I nodded like it was a normal thing while internally realizing I'd somehow skipped 3 relationship stages and landed in a very strange group interview. We didn't go on another date, and I never did meet the spiritual director. But I did learn that if a third party knows more about your relationship than you do, you might want to bow out. What do we think, guys? Spiritual director, good. I just don't know about. Yeah, it's given the ick, right? Yeah, Jenny, I agree. Xavier, should I try to replicate that gif you just did? That's kind of my face a little bit too. Spiritual directors are good, but the third date, I don't know. That's just a lot are jumping the gun here. I agree, Aaron. Too fast. I agree, Ada. So, just, food for thought too. If you have a spiritual director, that's great. We highly encourage that, but you might want to not do that. I will end with one more email we received. I'll do that right now. And then maybe we'll have a few extra minutes at the social table. So that'd be good. Okay, so this is our last email, and this might be our last story of the night here, too. So I went on a few dates with someone I met at work. He was thoughtful and asked good questions and even planned real dates. After our fifth date, he sent me a text saying he was excited about where things were headed and that he wanted to keep getting to know me intentionally. So, green flags everywhere. Cool. A few days later, I got a notification and realized I'd been added to a group text. The group included him, his two best friends, and me. No spiritual advisor. I can't, or direct or whatever we called it. I can't help but notice that. So that's good. The message read, "Hey guys, this is her. We're discerning." Before I could even process it, the replies started rolling in, with one friend asking how often I prayed, another asking if I planned on working after marriage, and a third asking what parish I intended in case it got serious. I stared at my phone, unsure of how to respond. And before I could say anything, he followed up with, "Don't worry, they do this with everyone." Everyone. I quietly removed myself from the group chat and sent him a polite text saying I didn't really feel comfortable continuing. He said he respected my decision, but that accountability was really important to him in dating. I agree. I just didn't realize accountability meant surviving a surprise panel interview.